right?
Animate dead
Or
off the
target grief.
Grief, yeah. If you got a force, you got a force.
Yeah, you're
if
dead
not,
next turn.
if not, you're losing the force. You have to choose.
I think he has to force this. Oh, this would be a great game.
This is going to be good.
This is great. We have Stiflenought versus, I'm pretty sure it's a type of Scaminator that Boston's playing. But he's playing a Grizzlebrand. I saw him cast a Grizzlebrand.
Yeah, you know what? We have to check the deck list here because I've never seen him in my life play Grizzlebrand. So it must be a one of. Yeah, okay.
He cast that card.
I heard, yes. Yeah.
Mana.
Yes. And his opponent, what was it again? He cast a Grizzlebrand and his opponent was under
I have no
Harbinger
idea.
of the Seas. That's what it was.
Oh.
Under Harbinger of the Seas, too. So he just got completely annihilated from that.
He had quadruple black with
Yes,
Harbinger of the
somehow he got, yeah. I don't know how he got there.
Or maybe just wait, what?
4, 5, 6, 7 in the swamp, or like I don't even know how he did it.
Under Harbinger? Okay.
Yeah, yes. Oh yeah,
Maybe the Harbinger came after?
Yeah, I think the Harbinger came after. I think he went Grizzlebrand, then he went Harbinger and passed, and he's probably lost.
Okay, that must have been
I think,
it. Because, yeah, that's wild. You know, good on for him.
Yeah. So we have a Grizzlebrand in a Scaminator deck. So it looks like I can't tell exactly what has been cut. I want to say an animate dead because I've noticed some lists are trimming on the animate deads to suffice either more bodies or more threats. So maybe this is just a concession to less Bowmasters. Screw it, let's play a Grizzlebrand, right? Yeah. So again, Boston does have the 4 Psychic Frogs, 4 Griefs, 4 Trolls.
Traxa there.
Yeah.
Yep. 2
Brazen Borrowers in the main, I guess.
That's
to fight.
Unique.
I'm thinking to fight the ley lines and to fight like the mirror match and stuff like that.
There's so much hate right now for this Reanimator list, like in sideboards, right?
Definitely. So that's a big one there. And then again, Tom is on this blue-white. We're gonna double check. Yeah, blue-white Phyrexian Stiflenoughts. Phyrexian, or just Stiflenought. Right. So it's 4 Fallen Drifters, 4 Dollkeeper Thralls. 4 Phyrexian Dreadnoughts. Yeah, this is great. 4 Stifles, 4 Dress Downs, just like all in on the Stifle / Dress Down effects. We're watching them roll to see who goes first here.
Boston got a 2.
Yeah, he's like, oh no, I'm done.
He rolls 1 dice off screen.
Off screen. He must have been more. Must have been more than a 1. So nonetheless, here we go. We have Tom on the right, Boston on the left. Tom is on the play. Let's battle.
Round 7, winner probably gets into top 8. So exciting stuff. Boston, we talked about his little storyline before. You know, we know that if he gets in top 8, he's playing it out till the very end.
Yes.
Until, you know, we roll him out of the store when it's closed. And, you know, here, we'll find out who wins. Do you think either of these decks has a little bit of a favor or the other? I feel like, of course, we should just say Scaminator's probably a little bit favored.
Yeah.
Stiflenought,
I would think so too. I mean, it really depends on what kind of game Boston's going to play. Like if he's going to play the Frog Days Force of Will plan, or if he's actually going to have the Grief, Reanimate Grief, Troll, Entomb for Atraxa type stuff. Yeah. Now, Dress Down and Stifle do counter Archon, Atraxa, Grizzlebrand activations.
That's good.
Frog.
That's good.
So there's a lot of main deck hate for this matchup here. So again, we'll see how it pans out. Dreadnought's on the play, so most likely I'm hoping just to go like land pass is the opening plan.
Oh, he is.
Right? Oh, Malta 6. Okay,
which
so
is
start with
terrifying, mulliganing at all. And we'll see kind of what he does here. Just land pass, as mentioned.
That's basically what Dreadnought does.
Not keeping the days.
Yeah,
maybe because everything else.
I guess because now he's on the. I mean, he's on the play, so maybe he should have, or maybe because he knows that Boston is.
Days?
Oh, is it?
Maybe it's a second day.
Oh, I think there might be. I think they're right. I think you're right. Yeah. Also, he knows that Boston is a Delver player and knows how to play around days to a T. So keeping that in check and just conceding to Boston being a strong player. Mm-hmm. Do you know Tom?
No.
I do not know Tom either.
I do not know Tom either.
So this is great. At least we get to see some fresh faces on camera here.
Okay, he's fetching, I guess, on the upkeep.
Yeah, to play around because he knows his opponent's playing Stifle. So usually you want to make your opponent use their mana on their turn.
Yeah.
If they want to stifle your fetch land. So this is like an old Rug Delver like situation where you would fetch on their upkeep so that you could spell pierce them. You could if you stifle you or something like that.
It's not the end of the world
yes.
in regards
so
to yes, it's still bad, but
because then they're behind a land for the turn because they've used it to counter your lands, let's say, right? So that's essentially the mentality on that.
So Boston does have a troll in hand as well. We'll see him probably cycle that maybe at the end of the turn, right?
Unless he cycles now, or he's just fetching for a land first.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Now, does Boston have any... Oh, yes, he does have basics because he has island in a swamp. So he does have Flooded Strand. So the only thing he could do is get an island and then swamp cycle for the other swamp, like for the basic swamp. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking that's what's going to happen here, yeah.
Does Tom even have... I don't think he's... he is running for Wasteland, so yeah, that is the right play. Boston, pretty seasoned player as well. Definitely going to try to play around it. Tom shaking that card, making sure that...
It's a magical one.
It's a magical one, yeah. Draws the Dreadnought.
Yep.
Now, this card's pretty fun, right? If you don't know this card, it's what? 1 mana?
1 mana.
12-12. 1 mana. Wow, Commander players. Wow, this is so playable.
Who would have thought it was a good
love this
card?
card.
But when it comes into play, you have to sacrifice it unless you sacrifice any number of creatures with total power 12 or greater. But
I'm going to sacrifice 12 squirrels.
for 1/1s, hey, no problem. You're good. You're good.
I'm
That you can
golden.
totally do. But I think in Legacy, you want to do it as quick as possible. So hence the two choices you have are Dress Down, so that when it comes into play, there is no effect, or you can stifle the trigger when it's on the stack. So
Hence the name.
yes.
Stiflenought.
Yes,
So that
and we did cycle for that swamp, so he knows he's playing against a Wasteland deck. But yeah, so Phyrexian Dreadnought is a great card. But the only downside with Phyrexian Dreadnought is that it requires, it's usually a 2-card combo. Again, two-card thingy that works together. That's the problem here. So he has to always have a Dreadnought and always have either a Dress Down or Stifle in hand. So he has to choose what he wants to do at these moments. Now, he could Daze his Frog. He chooses not to.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to.
So I think he wants to resolve this Dress Down.
Yeah, end step probably Dress Down here.
Yeah.
So we'll stay on his turn, right? Yeah, instantly putting a Daze down. Okay, looks like I'm going to Daze in response.
Yep. Now, Boston does have 2 Force of Wills, another Frog.
Yeah, 2 Force of Wills and a Frog and a Brainstorm, is it?
Yeah, Brainstorm, yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, we're going deep. Counter war.
Yeah, and that's probably the end of this little counter war here.
Yeah, it looks like it too.
And Tom's saying, okay,
Bloop, bloop,
you
bloop,
win
bloop.
this one.
Push all the stuff.
Our free spells are gone.
Reset.
And it's kind of scary now for Tom, even in the way of, okay, there's a Psychic Frog.
Yeah,
Boston has a Reanimate as well, and Troll might be coming in to attack at some point.
and currently we're at 4 for 4 cards, so Boston will be ahead because he is going to draw an additional one from the Frog connecting as well. So Boston is currently ahead in this exchange. Even though we see Brainstorms and stuff like that, there is no fetch from Tom here.
No fetch, no land. Like, of course he Daze, right? But no additional land, it looks like, in his hand right now.
Yes.
It'll be interesting to see, okay, is he going to plow this? That's the question, right? Like, Boston's holding the fact that he has Reanimate, but that's something Tom has to respect a bit, too.
Yeah, and I think if you're Tom, you have to say, you know what, you have to be able to force this plow because this frog is just too good on the back and forth. So Boston is still up a card, right? Because I'm always thinking of the attrition aspect right now. Boston is still up a card against
Please, another
thing,
frog.
because he has another
This
frog in play too. Yeah.
frog. This, I feel like, and help me out here, Chris, or, Frog really changed this whole piece. Right, Dave? Like it seemed
100%.
like just made, it was already so good, but now it's just so much better.
I mean, it's this card has, again, people are saying it's the Dreadheart Arcanist effect right now that everybody's playing this card, and it's basically like it's similar stats. It kind of does similar things. I think Arcanist, I mean, it has a bit of a different game style than this, but because I mean, Frog, to be honest, actually, I think Frog is better. To be honest with you, I didn't play in the Dreadheart Arcanist time, but I heard about the horror stories with it in play, right?
It was scary.
Right, yeah. So I mean, this thing is just crazier. It's a pitch outlet for discarding cards. It draws you cards. It can jump and fly, right, by exiling 3 cards in the graveyard. Pitches the Force Will, pitches the Grief. What more can you ask for?
Yeah, and he's going to draw a card here, right? Like, Psychic Frog, just such a good tempo.
Yeah, and Boston is still up a card, if I'm not mistaken, at this rate. Yes, because now he's at 5.
Passes. I wouldn't be surprised if that. He has no reason to do anything else differently.
Honestly, yeah, he just has to control his opponent at this point. Like, he's basically the control deck at this point. Is just tempo him down, control the board, don't let him do anything too extraneous to your board. Be up on cards. Another frog.
Okay, he does go for the other frog.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. He does have a force brainstorm. Like he doesn't want to pitch the frog to force.
Yeah.
And he can always reanimate a frog if he's feeling froggy, right? Oh, okay.
Gonna play a
So
doorkeeper thrall.
that is scary because are there two dreadnoughts in? No, there's two null drifters, I think.
One, yeah, definitely a dreadnought.
Oh, sorry, it's a ponder. That's a ponder.
And Null Drifter, guess what? Another new Modern Horizons card.
Yes, and the cast trigger is the draw 2 part on this one.
Not even the enter.
I thought it was an exact Mull Drifter like reprint that was more, and it had either one. It's actually it's a cast trigger, right?
Even
so
better.
yeah, I think it's just it's just way better. Okay, so Boston is still ahead on. No, actually, Boston now they're equal because he did have to pitch a card to force a will, but he will be drawing 3 cards next turn if these frogs connect, and one of them probably won't connect because of the Doorkeeper Thrall. But does Thrall have flying?
It does have flying.
Yes.
Flash flying. It is a 1/2. Boston will handily probably discard a card here,
Most
right?
likely.
And kill the Thrall, as it's definitely a threat here. Okay, gonna ponder. Hasn't seen a ton of cards that are helping him right now.
Yeah, and we're missing the 3rd land because he needs that land to be able to play the Thrall right now.
And he's hoping for it, I think. We'll see. Okay, puts one on top. See how he does it. Reorders.
But he's keeping him.
He's going to need a lot to get out of this spot.
It's got to be a land, yeah.
It's a land.
There's no way it's not.
Probably just passes.
Yeah, again, you want your opponent to do stuff on your turn, on their turn. Fetching for the Surveil land most likely here.
This feels pretty handily in Boston's favor right now.
Yeah, Boston is definitely ahead on cards. I mean, I know it's even right now, but it's definitely ahead on the tempo part.
It feels like ninjas.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah, it's good to put it.
ninjas,
Yeah.
right? Like
They can cantrip, right? Isn't
Yeah.
there one ninjutsu guy that deals damage, draws a card?
yeah, and draws card every time a ninja hits. Like
Yeah.
the frog.
Yeah, actually, you know what? This is like it's a non-ninjutsu ninja,
Yeah,
right? You know what I mean? So
I don't know what that means.
yeah, the frog is basically giving you virtual card advantage.
Yes.
Yes, that's and so is the surveil land too. I mean, like it's the surveil land is basically a half a card because you get to always surveil and find any action you want to.
I thought he meant that was the name of a card.
Oh,
I was like, I've never heard of this
No,
card in my life.
it's just
Must be another Modern Horizons
no,
card.
it's because again, right now, like the way I'm thinking about this is I'm thinking of the Jund's time frame.
Oh,
Basically,
yes.
Jund is you want to be able to 1-for-1 to a point where you can eventually 2-for-1 your opponent,
Yep.
or try to 2-for-1 your opponent as much as possible. Delver or Rescaminator is essentially trying to do the same thing. You want to always have the advantage bar where you have at least one or more cards over your opponent's cards, right? So these frogs are just unloading and drawing a bunch, are giving them cards.
This game is.
Yeah, and then the hard cast grief. So you didn't lose a card and you have a grief in play now.
Okay, fetch. This is okay. He's gonna probably play the Thrall that he has in his hand right here, so he won't lose another card.
Mm-hmm.
But still, this isn't good. This isn't looking good at all for our savior of the grief attack, Tom here. So looking at Tom, right? They're both 4-2, right? Both Boston and Tom. So fighting on the lines. I'm thinking about, if I'm Tom right now, I'm already honestly thinking about sideboard potentially, right?
Yeah, I'm just like, what do I got to do?
Yes, I'm at effectively 16 life, but this feels pretty rough.
Yeah.
I like looking at his main board right now, like what he needs to be able to turn this around, and there's a lot of different pieces. It feels like it.
It's got to be like dreadnoughts, runner, dreadnoughts.
Plow,
Yeah.
like the other 3.
I mean, again, the frogs can't successfully block that is pretty good, drawing 2.
Okay, and it
so
stays.
are we even on cards now at this point? I think we might be,
Yeah.
if not maybe Boston's 1 above still, but I think we're very close to being even.
Boston don't have a force of will?
For the Null Drifter?
Yeah.
Oh no, he forced the he forced something. What did he
Ponder.
force?
We must have been talking or something.
I think he forced the first
Thrall?
Doorkeeper Thrall. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he forced the first Thrall. So, I think we're even on cards now at this point, if not Boston 1 above.
4/4 Annihilator 1 is pretty good though.
Yeah.
We'll see how Boston gets through this year, right? He can. He decides to block a frog. He could just discard his hand,
Yeah.
and the Null Drifter dies. So blocks are going to be kind of weird, right? This grief. He's going to draw with Brainstorm though first.
So I mean, there is a reanimate on a troll, but troll won't do enough. There's an Atraxa, but there's no and an Archon too, I believe.
Yeah, Traxa Archon.
Yeah, so they both entered his hand. Archon, Atraxa entered the chat.
He has no way to put them.
He can discard them with the frog.
Oh yeah.
So he could just go nuts and discard.
And he's reanimate too.
He could actually eat. No, but Archon and Atraxa don't do anything with Doorkeeper throw in play right now.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing. So I mean, he has to get rid of the
no
throw.
ETB.
They
Still massive body.
Oh, of course, yeah, there's still massive bodies. But again, No Drifter is going to start pinging down for one with the Annihilator as well. So Boston has to decide, is it worth having just a body? Or I think he's just going to go nuts, try to swing, and then probably pitch the Attraction Archon to each frog or one frog.
And probably the troll too. Just picks his whole hand, baby.
Is there a troll too?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. It's
Oh, it's troll. Yeah, you're right. He has just a handful of
block.
Now he might try to go for another land off of the Archon, off of the troll as well too, because now he is down a land. Even though he has a, actually he's in a.
It would shuffle the reanimate.
The Wasteland got brainstormed away, right? Because I did see Wasteland before. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think what he's going to do is he's going to try to kill his Doorkeeper, right? He has reanimate on top, discard, right? Kill the Thrall. Okay, he may have this Annihilator piece, but he's going to have either Atraxa or, Archon of Cruelty. Not knowing, of course, right? They're stressed down. And the third Doorkeeper in Tom's hand. So it'll be interesting to see how Boston plays this, right?
I think Boston has to discard to the frog being blocked by Thrall, so it kills the Thrall, and then he has to reanimate the threat that he puts to the bottom. Or sorry, puts into the grave with the discard.
We'll see how he plays it. He's played a lot of Magic today. He's got to play tight here, make it in top 8, and we've seen that lots of times. Point leader, 126
There we go.
or whatever.
There we go. He did it. He discarded. Oh, get rid of the No Drifter one. Interesting.
Okay, not what I would think, but he knows this. Okay, 1 damage on.
Again, this is why Boston is a top player. He knows what he's doing. So.
Plow. Okay, that's a pretty good draw.
That's a good
Talking
draw.
about runner. This, we're still under pressure here. We have Grief. We have a big frog here, but.
Which you see now he sees that there's a Traxa Archon troll in the grave. He may Tom may want to keep that plow for those big threats.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't do that, these frogs might get ahead of themselves. But
12 trample.
Boston knows.
1 mana 12 trample.
Yeah. This is it's a play. And here we go. So he's plowing the frog.
Okay.
So that means Boston has the reanimate on top of his deck. I'm guessing it's reanimate Wastelands on top of his deck right now.
Yeah. Just pass. Yeah.
Here we go. I'm pretty sure it's reanimate.
Yeah.
He's hiding it from everybody but himself.
He's thinking, will I play this? Will I not? I don't even think you.
I mean, especially because of the ETBs. That's why I'm surprised he didn't get rid of the No Drifter. Maybe because he's scared of the Annihilator. If he can't deal with it appropriately,
could just start.
Just start chipping his board. Yeah, which is fair. Oh, we're doing something
He's
here.
gonna give it flying.
Oh yes, he is.
Okay, and then.
So the Dreadnought can't block it. Fair enough.
Yeah. And then let him decide. Does he
If
want?
he wants to double block the Grief. Yeah, so he's gonna start there. So
Take
they'll just collide.
And
Sounds good. I mean,
a really
Boston.
good block decision, I have to say, right?
Yeah, I would think so. I think so too.
I wonder if Boston's thinking, okay, that means he has another Doorkeeper, right?
If he's blocking.
If he's blocking with it,
Yeah.
with 1 card in hand,
Because
right?
then he knows. Because then he knows. So, yeah.
This will be tough. This is back and forth. I was literally calling for Boston. he has to runner, right?
I mean, technically, Boston has 2 turns to survive this Dreadnought.
Yeah.
Or if he can, I mean, Archon does come into play, and then when it attacks, it will make him sacrifice a creature. Right? Because it is.
It's just enter the battlefield.
Yeah.
I believe it is.
Yeah. So the attack trigger in Archon would work. It just sucks that you got to pay 8 life for an Archon, and then you have one less turn with Dreadnought in play. If I'm not mistaken, 8 would be put him at 13. So actually, no, he still has 2 turns.
Yeah, it actually may work though because he attacks with Archon. That's 6 in the air. He'd have to block it. It's another 3 as well, right?
Yes.
So it's effectively 9 and a Grief too, right?
Yes.
So
yeah.
there's a lot of different pieces that are happening here, but yes, his life total does come down low.
And it's still a 2-turn clock for Boston's side if he does reanimate the Archon.
Yeah.
Yep, looks like this is exactly what's happening here. He's doing the same math we're doing.
He's going to take.
8, so he goes to 13. Yep, and then he goes up. He actually gains 3, so actually it's even better. I mean, it's still a 2-turn clock on the. Oh, sorry, he won't gain life yet because of a thrall. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. I'm thinking he's going for the attack trigger of Archon instead.
Yeah, it's tough in the regards that, the attack piece, 2 turns ago, right, and buffing instead of the Null Drifter, right? Without knowing, right, that there's another Doorkeeper, right, in that piece. So it's one of those, we know they don't. It's tough in that situation.
No, of course.
Too,
I mean, Boston has 2 turns. He has 2 turns to live, and at this point, he did the play that's going to bring him back up to 4, and he has to sacrifice the Dreadnought and block with the Thrall for his opponent not to die, essentially, or he just doesn't block and he dies. Actually, Boston will just die. So, or he has to keep it up now.
So,
yeah.
Beginning of combat, flash it in.
That's spicy. Okay, I didn't think of the dress down coming down too. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, there's no. Yeah.
So now the Archon will not deal.
That's
the 3 life swing, the 6-point life swing, and the 6 damage. Yep.
Yeah.
Austin
Wow.
succeeds. Yep.
Wow,
Okay, so maybe that Doorkeeper troll. But again, he only had the reanimate. So if he drew the Wasteland instead of the reanimate, then maybe he would have had a better chance of pitching the Wasteland to buff the Frog and then draw the reanimate on the turn after, on the swing after, right? So, well, we're going to game 2.
Yeah, game 2. It looks like, looking at Tom's sideboard here, we have Surgicals. Those will definitely be something that's brought in. Another Path to Exile, right? Containment Priest. I'd say, yeah, absolutely, right? Like it could work well.
I would say Containment Priest, Grafdigger's Cage, Path to Exile might be something, and Surgical. Those are probably so that's it's a whole whack of cards, right? So, yeah. Do you remember? No, Swords Reign the main.
Oh,
it's the fifth plow at this point. Yeah, right. So I mean that's
Boston.
That's for that particular deck. In the sideboard of Boston,
Orcish Bowmaster. It's not the best, but it could hurt potentially.
I mean, your opponent has Dress Down and Stifle, and you're not really drawing too many cards. You are on the draw now, so Daze can probably come out. You could go for the throats of your opponent's fatties, like large creatures, right?
Non-artifact creature.
Yeah, it's great.
Dreadnought.
I see. That's why. So for him, this is Boston's board. Yeah, so he probably wouldn't play that. That's when he kills a Doorkeeper Throw or something like that, or Null Drifter.
Pushes, though, for sure.
Fatal Push comes in. I think.
Did you bring in the 3rd Brazen Borer?
I'm not sure if you would actually. I mean, there's really nothing too crazy except for the maybe bouncing a Dreadnought. If they once the Dress Down's gone, right? So that so it's just a dead card in their hand unless you draw a Stifle or a Dress Down. Quite possibly that might be a concession to lay down in the Void. I'm thinking more or less, or for like mirror match fatties, right? So we'll have to see what comes down here. I'm gonna think Grizzlebrand is being sided out from Boston because again, Stifle, Dress Down, so many ways that this card just dies. Your opponent has Bowmasters in the that's Boston board. Tom does not have Bowmasters in the board, so
it's a tough one here too, right? Like looking at it, Boston's board and then kind of looking at Tom's board as well, right? It's going to be interesting to see. Boston's on the play this time, right? So may help him in regards to being able to rip apart the hand of Tom, but he does have the Surgical as well, of course. If you stack your triggers appropriately,
there it is. Yep.
You're not going to have too many issues. Okay.
Keep it 7.
Not get both kept 7. Let's not get grief turn 1. The game's over. Tom wins.
That's it.
Tom wins.
We beat
the deck.
We beat the meta. Let's go.
They just don't draw grief.
Just don't. Maybe you know what? I'm not sure if he even. Is it too rambunctious to take it out?
Yeah. Oh.
To take grief out of the deck on the play? I think it is crazy from the play. On the draw, you can maybe cut a couple or something like that. But on the play, I think you have to keep the grief in.
What did he keep?
I see a frog and reanimates.
A troll.
I think there's a troll in there. Yeah, I think there's another land of some kinds.
Troll, but he has Grafdigger's Cage. What a good turn one. Is he gonna respond to this? I feel like
I think he has to do something. I mean, or maybe not. I mean, he could always brazen borrower the cage.
yeah, or just put in a frog and hope it sticks.
Yeah. This is definitely an interesting game here.
Yeah. Okay, he is brainstorming in response to it. I think that's a good little piece there. Letting this Graph Digger's cage come in, right? It could pose an issue. Okay,
Definitely.
now we're seeing the grief in hand.
So
but
there's no force in Boston's hands, and he has just drew a grief. Yeah, and he concedes to the fact that cage will resolve.
untap. Okay, this is.
I think you have to frog.
I think you have to frog.
Yeah.
And no force of will, right, to back this up.
Yeah, so you got to hope for the best, and your opponent has the force. So
I'm surprised he didn't maybe grief first, but I guess not wanting.
You know
to.
what? Yeah, good point. Maybe he wants him to think that the frog is that important, so he puts it first. But frog, I think right now
is the most important part.
I think it's pretty important right now.
Yeah, with
so
cage out.
for him to get rid of that, it's.
You know what's wild? Surgical frog.
I mean, I would not be mad if he did that. It'd be kind of wonky because he has cage in play. But I mean, if that's his one win decision.
Yeah, and then
One
you just
win con.
bank on protecting cage.
Yeah, essentially.
Right? Okay,
Yeah.
you hard cast a grief. If you have 4 mana, that's great.
Good for you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good
exactly.
for you. I'm going to have probably a Stiflenought by then, too.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Wow, okay.
So
Interesting
shuffle on
plays
the
here.
ponder. I mean, you know what? I mean, to be savage, I would probably surgical the frogs. Because again, your opponent. I mean, again, you have to also read it too. We're also seeing both sides of the table.
Yeah.
So we see Boston's quick put back of the brainstorm. He didn't slowly put back and decide. He was like, I don't need these cards, so throw them away. So that kind of indicates that he didn't draw a force of will, right? Or a fetch, because he would have played the fetch instead of the island. I'm guessing as well too. So at this point, it's a point where there's probably no days, probably no force of will, right? So something.
No protection.
Yeah, exactly. So okay, now we have a daze.
Brainstorm, double daze, and
I think Entomb.
Is it brainstorm. Okay, no, he has Entomb to get out of the brainstorm lock, but at the same time, he's still under this cage. Is it naturally draw a brazen ball?
I don't. No, I don't see it there.
Yeah. So naturally draw brazen boar to try to reanimate at some point in his lifetime, and
Exactly.
then. Wow. Okay. This will be interesting here.
Okay, so we're putting back some cards.
We shall see. Grief. Something else. Nothing.
Okay. Wasteland and
Wasteland,
Tundra.
okay.
Are you gonna
It's pretty
stifle
good.
it? Are you gonna stifle it? He doesn't have it. I know.
No,
There's no stifle there. No.
unfortunately. But I don't think Tom's too worried about that. He has another land, right?
Yeah, I think it's very 1-for-1 right now. I see 4-for-4.
He doesn't have any of the new lands, right?
Surveillance?
No. He has one.
He does. He has one meticulous archive, so he could get that if he's feeling if it's feeling slow.
Yeah.
Boston is going to get the city sewers. Oh, he's troll cycling for it. Okay.
Yeah. It does feel like this game has come to a slow crawl now, right?
Yeah.
Craft Seeker's Cage is doing its thing, right? Saying, no, stop that. You're not allowed to come out here and party. And
At this point,
we'll slow it down here. I still think Psychic Frog getting out of here is
yeah.
great,
Honestly, I think surgicling that is probably super. Because then your opponent has to get rid of the cage.
Yeah.
Right.
Or,
And you drew another push.
I guess you could always save it for force. Then you're going to get in a counter war, right?
True.
Over Brazen Borer, and then you can get rid of that.
We'll see. Now your opponent has drawn more cards over the last couple turns here.
Yeah.
So he most likely has found something to at least try to defend against this surgical.
Yeah. Double days.
Doing it right after that brainstorm was done and you killed the frog or whatever it was, I would have fired it off, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and has a true stifle for the deck as well.
There it is.
So
Okay,
just
so he's
pass
passing
it back.
too. Yeah, he knows he's not under any pressure. Okay, so Boston surveilled the ponder from last turn.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. You let it happen.
Yeah, you can't do anything
It's
about
not
that.
your battle.
No.
Force
So
of
now
will,
there's a
reanimate,
force of will.
And yeah, you shuffle that.
Yeah, so he doesn't want the force. I guess he feels like he has to get rid of his cage at this point.
Cage or Psychic Frog,
Yeah.
right? But he knows he's going to be in a counter war, right? Probably, or something's going to try to kill his frog. So
Yep.
this is a tight game. Round 7 of our 3K legacy. and enter the battlefield.
I love this.
New Market, Ontario, Canada.
Let's go.
Make sure to follow us on all of our socials as well. Follow on Twitch if you're able to do so, right? And check us out on our online store. We're thankful for being able to have this event here, and all the staff are providing us the great service that they do. Fetching a Misty. Do you think he stifles it?
His own? Well, he didn't have blue to cast Stifle from the fetch. He had to find the. There's no dress down in the hand, right? For Tom there? No,
I don't think. Oh, there is. There is a dress down.
Oh, so he could hope to draw. I mean, is he willing to risk it for the biscuit?
Yeah, Boston's pulling ahead on mana. He might cast another. Well, we probably cited out his Grizzlebrand, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna probably say he
Brainstorm.
has. Okay, so we're brainstorming end of turn.
Yeah,
Okay.
let it happen.
Okay, so there. Okay.
Finds his land.
So still no Dreadnought, still no Doorkeeper Thrall. Is Doorkeeper Thrall the only big fatty? Yes, it is, because there's no and no Drifter. Sorry.
Yeah.
And no Drifter. Sorry about that. So he doesn't want to
stifle. Yeah, because he has
put back
double of
one,
each.
and he's gonna draw one of them for turn. So he's like, I'll get the one, the chunky one.
Yeah.
That I can put into play, draw cantrip anyways. So probably looking at playing a fetch land, passing.
Yeah.
There's no point in doing anything.
Yeah, just
Unless you want a surgical defrog. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, Tom.
I wonder if Boston would fight over it now, right? Because now he does have the counter magic. Oh, you did get a Brazen Boar.
Okay, so this is decent, but again, Boston
wins.
is missing the force because again he shuffled off that ponder, which is fine.
Yeah, does pass back. Yeah. Does he still have a reanimate spell? I presume he does.
I think he had Animate Dead.
Enemy dead. Okay, he's got something. But this Grafdigger's Cage, you were kind of talking about it earlier, is now going to be under pressure.
Yeah.
She gets a basic.
Yep.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, he did.
Is it 2 fatal pushes?
Boston has in his 75 2 fatal pushes.
2 fatal pushes. Okay. So maybe those are in his hand. It's tough to see right now.
Yeah, I think there's one.
1 for sure. Dress down, end step.
Oh, 2 fatal pushes.
2. So he does have both. He
Okay.
actually has no reanimation spell right now. Tom doesn't know this, of course.
Yeah.
He's drawing the counter magic kind of to fight over this cage. Okay.
Oh, but there's no Dreadnought to put into play, no Drifters, so he's gonna go, well, my dress down was useless, but that's okay.
Yeah, 2 force
That's how it
wills
works.
and a daze, where Boston has, I think, 2 days and a force?
No, Boston has no force of will.
charge.
Oh,
Just
we're good.
kidding, just
Clear,
kidding.
clear. Okay, so he can't animate anything.
Yeah, probably passes back and on end step is going to try to do something here.
Yeah, so I'm wondering why he's not griefing. Oh, because the opponent can stifle the grief. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Yep, took a second there. Or dress down. Okay, so now we have 4 mana on both sides of the board. Wasteland can get rid of the city. No, get rid of the sea. It costs more.
Yeah, get rid of the C.
Get rid of the sea. Nah,
Boo.
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 Boo. He chose the wrong one. Boo.
Boo, instant
Ew,
loss.
judge call. Where's the judge?
Okay.
We need a judge for that.
Making the action now.
Oh, because the sea was tapped, right? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why he didn't use it for mana.
Yeah, so he is going after this Grafdigger's Cage now. So we'll see how much he commits to protecting this here.
Here we go. We'll find out. Because he
think-
has triple force, I think it is.
Jay's double force.
Oh, no, yeah, that's the dress down in the corner there. Yeah.
I think he goes fully defending this, honestly.
I think he well, I hope he does, because it will assert dominance on.
And then surgical the Brazen Boar.
He could, because that is the only
I think the game
bounce. The game would be, well, yeah.
wins. Beat him down.
Yeah. That would actually be very vicious. If he did that, oh man, that would be like, that's like next level play. Like,
my
you
God.
only have one bounce thing in your deck. It has to be this.
No, don't let him pass. Do it.
Oh, okay, so, I mean, he don't just draw step,
Yeah,
but.
that's fair.
Okay, so Wasteland does absolutely nothing, which is fine.
Is it up to 1? Brazen Boar up to 1?
Turn target non-permanent and opponent controls or
Yeah,
hand.
you do need a target.
Yeah.
I was wondering if he drew the Brazen Boar and in response cast Brazen
nah.
Boar, right? But
Oh,
that
like,
yeah,
I mean,
for its-
he could
I guess
still
you
do
could flash
the,
the
yeah,
piece, yeah.
just the, instead of petty thefting, you could actually Brazen Borrower.
Yeah.
Right? So we're dazing the grief, which is fair because, again, your opponent tapped out for it. That's what you get for tapping out for a
Okay,
grief.
surgical the thing. Nope.
Okay, so now we
not
can
yet.
Wasteland the Wasteland these, another C, which is
Yeah.
pretty vicious. honestly, I would surgical this frog, or the brazen boar.
I think a brazen boar. Brazen
Yeah,
boar, the
I
game's
mean,
over.
if you do that, then all they can do is draw frog.
Yeah.
Oh, they're looking at they're comparing Japanese and I think it's Japanese or not Japanese, French.
Yeah,
That's a French
something.
one. I think it's a French one too. Maybe they'll trade at the end of the tournament.
Oh,
They'll
yeah,
say, hey,
yeah,
you beat
there we
me.
go.
Yeah, they're gonna play for pink slips on the wasteland.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, he has
Okay.
the Stiflenought.
There we go. Now your opponent has 2 days, so don't do it all in one cycle there,
Yeah.
Tom.
He drew the worst removal spell for. He does have 2 fatal pushes for
Oh.
the. He got the go for the throat. Worse
Yeah.
against the Dreadnought, but it is what it is. He has 2 pushes.
Okay, so it's his turn, so he can't cast the Force of Negation, but that's okay though.
Yeah. Okay. Gonna cast the Dreadnought.
Yeah, it has to happen. Yep.
Cast the Dreadnought. And step.
That's down will die. Yeah,
It
no
dies.
problem. Oh, there's the push. Okay, so Boston has 3 mana.
I don't think you fight this.
It's still your turn, so you can't force a negation properly. So you have to pitch the force of negation if you want to force a will. But honestly, I think you're at 16.
Yeah.
Your opponent is still struggling to get rid of this cage. I mean, you have to assume he's got to have more than one push.
Yeah.
Again, he can't go for throat it, so
Force pitch.
yeah, force negate because you want to keep the ponder. There's no point of dazing, so let's let it happen. Oh, force
Probably
negation
just
should be in the
gonna
exile.
Push again here.
That force negation should be in the exile.
Yeah. Good. Push it again.
Push it again. Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair. He's gonna let this die. Can't.
I
do
mean,
anything
again,
about it.
Dreadnought's not playing any Murktide, so the instant sorcery count doesn't really matter too much in the grave. But
Yeah.
it's technically a game state that we have to just keep aware of if it ever changes drastically. There's the frog.
frog.
See, so now if he's surgical, the frogs are again. We're just gonna keep talking about these frogs being surgical.
Yeah.
You know.
Like I get the brazen boar would stop.
Okay, so now we have a clock. There's a wasteland
And it's a good
on
clock.
wasteland on C, or just keep it up. I mean, you might waste the C because you don't need more than 3 mana unless you play in around days. Okay,
Yeah.
ponder first. Fair enough. See what's happening.
I saw a Tundra.
Is it Tundra
I would
there?
say.
Okay, yeah. So I probably wouldn't keep that unless it's a fetch land because you do have one more island in the deck because Tom has 3 islands, 1 plains. So if you can somehow get a fetch land instead, that can get the island, you'll be much happier than finding a Tundra.
Okay, let's see here. This has gone back and forth, and
Oh.
for the piece, it felt like Tom had it for a while. Had the surgical since the beginning of the game, and it's the only card
Yeah.
until this draw.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, I think to be super aggressive to kick out the frog, it would be backbreaking.
Yeah.
But again, here we are. Okay, so we're shuffling off the
Shuffling.
ponder.
Yeah, I think he really thought about that for a while. Okay, do I want to draw whatever these 3 cards are, right?
Now Boston's checking that 1 card should be exiled from the force.
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
going
4
to.
force and negation should be exiled. Yeah, there it is. We're good. There we go.
Oh,
Game
good.
state restored. We're good. So
Oh,
3 cards are exiled, 3 force wills in the grave, I think, is the count. Or is that force will that's like tilted, the one from the grave?
I think it's exiled, so I think, most of them are gone here. Big card and a stifle. Stifle the draw?
Yeah. Checking, just getting rid of a C.
Yeah. Float a blue, probably.
Yeah, I would probably just go for the the tapped one, but that's okay. Same diff. Okay, now we start pounding with the frog here. So now this frog could
Wow.
run away.
Runner, frog a frog.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this goes. Okay, brainstorm, you're gonna pop that. And see how this goes. Yeah.
Okay. There's the archive. I'd probably put the archive and a stifle back.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. Like, brainstorm did not help too much there.
No, not
You
at
can
all.
at least get a brainstorm lock. You're not locked, but
I would put the archive back, fetch it with the I'd still probably fetch for an island just to shuffle. Maybe not get the archive because you don't want to lose the wasteland. But again,
he's starting to discard the cards to frog.
yeah, I think he finally learned that this thing needs to deal more damage faster.
Yeah, this thing's busted.
This thing's busted. Yeah, I agree. Okay, what did we draw? We drew a still the back of the hand there.
I want to say it was brainstorm, but I could be wrong. Okay, got another Brazen Borrower.
Okay, so there's 2 of the 3. I'm presuming he brought the 3rd one in.
This is good.
So now now he has a land. He can pair on days. End of turn, he gets to.
He'll probably would you still Brazen Borrower or Scratch Diggers and just have the line of it still?
Well, I guess
Why not?
I think Tom would let it happen because he has surgical,
Yeah.
but maybe he's defending the cage strong enough so it makes it look like he doesn't have surgical.
Yeah. Okay, he has an Null Drifter and a
So he
Stifle in
could
hand,
he's going to fall into a daze for this.
yeah. So cast trigger.
So first the cast trigger, because then the evoke's on the stack on the bottom. So first he'll draw 2. Then he can decide if he wants to do anything with the evoke. And he's going to fall into a daze.
Yep.
And he will fall into a daze, which is fair. That's part of the fun.
Daze.
Evoke will
Okay.
resolve.
And she dies.
Yeah.
Okay, I think this is.
Okay, here we go.
game-
We're
Yeah,
oh,
exactly.
Rip.
Yeah.
Oh, because then he got. What does he grab?
He has
His own Null Drifter?
he has Troll in there, but I'm pretty sure he's just gonna die
Yeah,
almost,
he's
right?
just like, I'm done.
Reanimate that, pitch your almost whole hand, right? Like he
Yeah.
has Force of Will, Daze as well, still, right? Okay, puts a Daze in when he's on the play here.
Okay, so game 3, Dreadnought on the play.
Dreadnought on the play. I think that will help. The biggest thing is, it felt like Tom maybe didn't push the lead as much as he could have there, right?
Yeah.
Like we were talking about the surgical and the frog. The frog took away the game, right? Like the only other option that, Boston had to come back in there was Brazen Borrower, Petty Theft.
Yeah, it's Petty
the
Theft, yeah,
actual Grafstigger's Cage. And it was semi-protected. He, I think, made the decision to protect the cage at all costs and not go for the aggressive play, right? So,
Yep, makes sense.
did he ever even cast that surgical?
No, he never did.
Huh.
And that's
Didn't do
why
anything
I
with it.
think, I mean, again, in hindsight, we're always thinking of the past,
Yeah.
but surgically that frog and just letting your opponent try to get rid of the cage, I mean, I guess you're playing to your outs. You can
Yeah.
still win with cage and surgical in hand. If you just surgical the frog, if cage does get removed, the same situation happens.
Yeah.
But I think just trying to outpace the frog because of the value it accrues your opponents is important. But here we are.
Here
Game
we
3.
are. Round 7, Game 3. Making
Yeah.
it top 8, right? Like this is a big deal for both players,
crazy.
right? There's a ton of prize money on the line. I think it's 900 give or take, right, for first place.
Yeah.
Not much less for second place. I think it's like 300, something like that. It's crazy. I think we can even look at it.
Yeah, so here's the pricing structure right there.
So we have 900 for first place, 600 for second, third and fourth get 300, fifth to eighth get 150, and ninth to 12th get 75. So, no matter what, these guys are getting credit
That's
probably.
pretty solid.
I'd say so. And 13th and 14th get a penny.
One
No,
penny.
Yeah, one single penny.
Put the decimal point somewhere else, and they get $50.
Yeah.
There you go. Not
So-
too shabby.
A nice little piece there. Looks like we are in land go. Looks like they both kept something. Here we go. A grief into
A grief.
a grief. I think you just let them see it. Let them see it. Take what
What do
you
we
want.
got here?
I think we are at high enough play where you are concealing your hand and not playing, open-handed for your
Yeah,
opponent.
I think at this point
you let them mess up
Yep.
after 7 hours of play.
Yep, I was gonna say yes. We are at the 8-hour mark in 10 minutes.
Ooh.
Right?
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
What a great time.
I know. 8 hours of 7 rounds of Magic. Plus, we still have top 8. Because if Boston wins this, he might be in contention. He might be. But if he's not, it might just be the end.
Yes.
But end as in like him not in the top 8 and him not forcing other people to play top 8 as well too. But we'll see.
This is
we shall
wild.
see.
He's probably going to take, because he has the reanimate in his hand, he's probably going to take Doorkeeper and Dreadnought, right? And then just leave him with a Force of Will. Okay, take that. He's going to say, okay, just stop. Just leave your hand open for me.
Oh, he's gonna ponder
Ponder.
instead.
Okay.
So he feels like the Dreadnought is not useful.
Yeah, okay. Interesting.
That was a fast ponder. My goodness.
Yeah. Did he just top draw, basically?
Wow. So does Boston have Boston has a blue card, and Tom does not. So
Does Tom play into this though because he thinks maybe he didn't have a reanimate spell?
I mean, you're on the draw, so you probably shouldn't because you assume your opponent's a savage and has daze, right?
Oh my God.
But he might just do it. He might just say, "You got it, you got it."
throw it.
Yeah, if you got it, you got it, right?
Playing in the wasteland if he has it. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay,
So this is
good.
off the fetch.
Man, if he does go for it, oh my.
I mean, I think you do. I think you have to force into it because you know your opponent saw your hands.
Yeah. Wow, this could work out really well for Boston here.
Yeah. Here we go. And both basics too.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to even worry about. He's like
doing it.
like, "You got it. You got it.
Caster.
Do you have it, Boston? Do you have it? He has it. Good enough. That's okay. It's like a combo. You try to force the combo. That's
Okay.
it.
Wow. It works out for him too, right? Because he knows that he just still has this, 2 lands and a force will. Right?
Exactly. He knows what's in his hand because of perfect information. The only thing he didn't know about was Stifle.
Yeah. Oh, and he has the troll too.
So he could cycle into. Honestly, I would just jam it because you know your opponent.
Yeah.
You know exactly
reanimate.
what your opponent's hand is. Yeah.
Do they have the plow or are they dead in 3 turns?
Yeah. Exactly.
Wow.
Play it, reanimate it, boom, bring it, let's go, fast, speed magic.
Look, he's like trying to
He's like,
touch his
"Come on,
hand.
let's
Like,
do
here
it."
we go. Is he gonna write? Is he gonna tap down his stuff? I don't know. Which one? Oh my goodness.
So we have a troll.
He's playing the flooded strands. Oh, sorry, no, that's just his hand being flooded.
All these lands, yeah. I mean, I don't think you wasteland, but maybe you do for the frog. Because again, frog
would just
because frog is blue-black. You need to be able to have
triple menace.
right. So we're even on life total, but the threats are real.
Yeah, because maybe you try to get your surveil land and try to find something better, right?
I mean, maybe you do wasteland because you have basics and they can't wasteland you, so you're going to be ahead on that. You also don't need that many lands because you also have 2 in hand.
Yeah.
So
Okay, lets him go. Okay, he has a force will now. Yeah, you gotta pass.
yeah, so I mean, he's dead in 3 turns, 2 turns, 2 turns, 3 turns.
Well, if he tries to force will anything,
If he fetches, it's 2 turns,
Yeah.
or forces, yeah. So we brainstorm. Yes, we are. Let's do it. And then he'll troll cycle end of turn, which is pretty.
my
And I made that on another troll. I mean, this is
and a
like
brazen borer.
this is like
There's no
this is
board wipes too
aggressive.
that he has, right? No, Stiflenought doesn't play anything crazy. He did
No.
have. Did he have? I saw that new board wipe, but
No, that was in. That was in the Esper control deck.
I swear
Yeah.
this is. 8 hours just kind of start melting.
Yeah,
your
it
brain a
blends.
bit.
Starts blending.
Yeah, this is getting scary here.
Oh,
This is-
so he's not even cycling for the second troll there, which is
I-
fair. Okay.
I think he's pushing to his outs. If somehow something sticks, just bounce it maybe and just keep going.
Yeah.
Right.
And we did
Or
all
target grief.
Grief, yeah. If you got a force, you got a force.
Yeah, you're
if
dead
not,
next turn.
if not, you're losing the force. You have to choose.
I think he has to force this.
Yeah, what was he tapping 2 mana there for? Maybe. Oh, he's trying to like bluff
Yeah.
a
Bluff,
dress down.
Dress down.
Yeah.
You're playing your dress down if anything there, so.
Okay, so he's at 5. Oh, 6. Sorry. Now he's at 5.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess Meticulous Archive because that's the only
It's the
card.
only thing.
Yeah, he has to find something. You can't just get a Tundra. Nah.
No.
You have to go for the Archive.
Okay, like top deck of the season, and then you're still dealing with a brazen boar. We're going to be beating you down potentially, right?
Yeah.
Okay, does Boston cut or leave the decision into his own shuffling?
He's a
Boston
cutter.
will cut.
He's
Boston
a cutter.
will cut.
He's a cutter. He will cut.
Yeah, in this instant, I just leave it.
You say
Boom.
up to your own demise, right?
Yeah, let's see it.
There we
Here
go.
we go. Whoop.
We don't know.
Boom.
Don't
That
need
won't
that.
help me.
And will
Will
this
this help
help
me?
you? Nope. GG's. It is game. Boston wins the round. 3
We're here for another
games.
3 hours.
Amazing.
Let's go.
Amazing.
Another more magic to come.
3 hours. Well, we'll see if he actually does.
Get in.
Yeah.
It's still pretty tough. I feel like it, no matter what, for our 4-1s, as what we said, there were, 13? I don't know, there's something wild.
There's weird. So
So
Lyle
now-
went 2-0. So Lyle is in top 8. Table 1, 2, and 3 are in top 8. Lyle's in top 8, and Frederico's in top 8.
So it's 2, 4, 6, 7. Who's the 8th?
It's got to be. Well, actually, I'm not sure. It depends on breakers. It could be Kevin.
Could be Kevin.
But again, I'm not sure about the math here. It's got to be Kevin. Am I doing this right? It's got to be Sia, Drake.
Yeah, those guys, hey?
Drake, Sia.
Oh my
Oh no,
goodness.
so who goes here? This is based on breakers.
Yeah.
Lyle.
4, 6. No, they'd all get in. All
Yeah, so you're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah, so
And
there's
then
6.
7.
So it's gonna be Lyle and Federico then.
Federico. So maybe
I'm guessing.
Boston's-
Boston
Well,
didn't.
they haven't reported yet, so it'd be 5-1. Or 5-2.
5-2.
Right?
Yeah, these are 6-1s and 5-1s.
So it
5-1
depends on
ones.
Federico's breakers and Boston's breakers.
Yeah.
So,
Again, not a mathematician.
Yeah.
Boston will tell you exactly the math, and who's
Go from there.
somebody else is talking about Lyle is talking about the math too. But nonetheless,
Yeah, another.
round 7 in
Complete.
the books.
Wow, at our 3K legacy event and Enter the Battlefield in New Oregon, Ontario. Wow. 7 rounds done.
How many hours again?
1
No, I wish.
plus 7.
Yeah, +7. Oh my God.
Plus 7.
This is unreal.
That's
unreal.
amazing.
Unreal. Hey, I can't believe we are still alive after all this. This is
We're
great.
crushing it, Dave.
We're having a great time watching Legacy. I mean,
This is great.
I'm excited to see who top 8 is going to be, just to see what we're doing here.
Yeah. We'll be playing it out. Will they be drawing, splitting? We'll see kind of what happens.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that they'll be playing at least one more, is my guess, and maybe top 4 will split.
Yeah, could possibly. If because again, I don't think Boston's getting in there. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not sure though.
We'll see.
You know what?
And I feel like Sia, he's a guy that would try to split. You know, I asked Edgar about it as well, right? And he said, you know, I have a buddy maybe hopefully making top 8, but at the same time, why travel all the way and not play it out too?
Yeah, of course. That's why too. I mean, like, hey, we're here to play Legacy. Again, the points matter because of the Invitational.
Yes.
The credit semi matters depending on what you need the credit for.
Yep.
I mean, credit's always credit. Why not? And again, it's Legacy.
Yeah.
Just come out and play.
Yeah, come
That's
out and
it.
play.
We're
you
here
know.
to play, right?
And-
We're not here to just split all the time and leave, unless we're getting older, right? You know, then some days, right? So.
Okay. We will be back, everybody, in a moment. We will see you soon.
Peace.